Oki itamix ganatoni. Good morning. It is just past 7:30 in the AM on Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020. In the going toward the last quarter of the lunar cycle Gatto. And I don't know that I'll be able to make it to the pond today, or this morning anyway, because right away skunk calls. I got to go way over to Tudor, to the Tudor Estates where we set up the trap yesterday, the one that had two dens, both in the front steps and back behind the back shed. So we got our first of the skunks at that location. I even got a call last night. I ended up going back out to one of the west side residents that we'd been picking up from. They got a second skunk after they got back from work. It was already in the trap, so they didn't get a hold of me till must have been 11 o'clock last night. So I made a late night run out there to get that one. Lots and lots of skunk activity right now because of the mating. So we'll probably have a busy morning of that, and I do have some Valentine's Day plans, me and Chelsea do, so we'll get to that. But first, let's go take care of a little skunking. Hey, it's alright. It's alright. Calm down. Don't spray. Don't spray. It's okay. It's okay. Don't spray. Don't spray. You like the bad news. Did we escape without spray? I think we did, although it's getting hard to tell now how bad my... I gotta get a new canvas. I wonder if there's any market for skunk stinky pieces of canvas. Like a little postage stamp you can stick in your friend's pocket or something when he's not looking. It's probably not hygienic, but you know. Welcome to your new home. It's the forest. Go waste. It's already 8:15. There goes the skunk. Already 8:15, and I should probably just roll over to the studio, but I think I will just, for a few minutes, scout around in this direction, see if maybe I can locate owls. There's somebody walking their dog over there, seeing the skunk, going, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't walk my dog in a nature park. Nothing beats the peace and quiet of a nature reserve. has some kind of human nature. For those that watched my video yesterday, you'll know that toward the end of the round, I was looking to have a conversation with Chelsea about an important topic that I was waiting to reveal, and I thought I might even record our conversation about it, which I did start to do. However, it didn't make for a very exciting conversation at first, and it was some prolonged decision making. Well, not that long. It didn't take us more than, between the time we talked about it and went to bed, maybe a couple of hours, but we arrived at a decision. And the issue was that yesterday afternoon my travel agent called and said, you know, there'd been a couple of flight changes in our upcoming trip to Vietnam, and that the flights between Ho Chi Minh City and Hong Kong had been rearranged a little bit, owing to the coronavirus, and a lot of, you know, they had downsized the number of flights considerably moving out of Hong Kong, and so the flight that we had previously been on no longer existed. This was our new flight if we wanted to accept it. If we didn't want to accept it, now is our time to say, give us our money back, and they will give us a full refund. So, considering, and I looked at, you know, the government of Vietnam's webpage and stuff, and what their travel advisories were regarding coronavirus, and they basically said that they've shelled up their country from China as much as they can, that they've had, as of yesterday, like 13 deaths from, or 13, not deaths, but 13 cases of coronavirus in Vietnam. And a few of these had, you know, overcome the virus or something like that. 3 of the 13 came out of Ho Chi Minh City, where we were going to go visit. But, you know, when you look at odds, that's 3 out of however many million live in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm coming upon some whitetails up here, which you're not going to be able to see. I'm actually going to start walking back this way anyway, because I don't have this much time to fool around this morning. But anyway, they had 3 cases in Ho Chi Minh City. They have closed their borders to crossing between Vietnam and mainland China. They will not let travelers land in Vietnam, who are either coming from or through mainland China. There are, you know, some travelers are being held for like 14-day quarantine coming out of certain areas. So given that, you know, there's all this headache going on there, maybe I'll just take a peek at the river at least. Given that there's all this problem going on there around the coronavirus, and that Vietnam is gonna be there forever, even though it's been so long, I wanted to go there, and this time I actually had tickets, but I don't think we're gonna go. We're gonna cancel the trip. We are gonna reroute on another adventure, and this time I will not make you guess our destination. I'll say as a preface that it is one of the most biodiverse little regions in the world, and the country we're going to is gonna be Costa Rica, right? 25% of it is national park. That's pretty cool. So something like that. Yeah, so we're gonna go to Costa Rica. I don't know jack all about Costa Rica except what we learned in a few travelogue videos last night. But it was something suggested by my dad, who I counseled with earlier in the day by text, you know, because I knew he was concerned anyway. I wanted to wanted to ease his concern. He had offered, actually, a few days ago, he had messaged me and offered to give me a full refund himself for my tickets to Vietnam if I didn't go, you know. So but I wasn't gonna do that. But since the travel agent is offering, yeah, I think it's best to change routes. So we're gonna go to Costa Rica. Where in Costa Rica? I don't know. We're gonna rent a car. We'll probably do a little research between now and then. Not research, but, you know, review some literature. We'll do research when we're actually in Costa Rica experiencing it. That's research. The stuff you get in books is somebody else's research. But yeah, we'll look at some stuff. I guess I'm gonna have to brush up on my Spanish. And we'll go. I don't know how long we'll be there. Probably less than the time we were going to spend in Vietnam, because I think we were scheduled to be gone 15 days, and Costa Rica looks like it's a bit more expensive, you know, on the daily living scale. So probably cut it down to maybe 10 days, something like that. Anyhow, that's where we're going. If any of you been to or are from Costa Rica and have any ideas for me, let me know. I know they have many, or several, I shouldn't say many, but whitetail. Hey there, little girl. I know they have several venomous vipers, snakes there, including the eyelash viper. Hey, I gotta do a little bit of peeking around for snakes while I'm there, but we'll see what all options we have. I know we got a volcano that we can climb, something like that. Lots of national park. Sorry, dear. Lots of national park and howler monkeys and toucans, and, you know, a bunch of species from up here migrate down to Costa Rica in the winter. They're down there now, right? Like I know our Swanson's hawks go down there. So maybe I'll see some familiar faces. Maybe I'll recognize some sounds, you know, coming from some of the mimics who, you know, like birds like, well, I don't even know if starlings, I doubt starlings go down that far, but I wonder where catbirds go, or thrashers, you know, in the winter, how far down they go. But they might encounter some of these other birds that are down there, and I may have actually heard their calls before in mimic form. So I don't know. It's there's tons of insects, crazy insects. So for me, lots to do wildlife-wise for Chelsea, beaches, and the potential to kind of like live it up for a couple of days somewhere and just lay on the beach and do that thing. So yeah, that's where we're headed. I'm getting messages and I'm almost back to the vehicle, and got to get to the studio, so meet you there.
Good morning, Inspired Vacations. Tracy speaking.
Hey, Tracy, this is Ryan Heavyhead.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm pretty good.
That's good.
Yes.
So, did you do some thinking?
Yeah, we talked it over last night, and what we're thinking is that we will take the refund from Vietnam, and we will reroute to Costa Rica.
Okay. So, cancel. And you want me to look into some flights for Costa Rica?
Please, and
You
maybe about maybe a couple days shorter than Vietnam.
Okay. Same time frame though?
Yeah,
Exact
because I
same.
think it's
Okay.
a bit more expensive, so we gotta stretch it a bit. So,
Okay, gotcha.
but yeah,
Okay.
maybe like 10, 11 days, something like that.
Okay. Sounds good. I will get on that.
Right on.
And yet, you'll probably make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, there are people worrying, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yep, that way you stick on the same, well, not the same continent, I guess, but
Right.
same kind of latitude or longitude. Or
Yeah,
whatever it
that's
is.
right. That's right. We'll be in the tropics.
Okay. You bet, exactly. Okay, well, sounds good. I will get that going, and I'll be in touch when I've got it all looked after.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It is done. Well, more or less. We'll see what we can get for flights. Costa Rica. I got to do some online review of this place in a hustle.
We need them for the final day and everything.
Oh, wonderful.
And oh yeah, yours we need to fix. She's gonna do another one for you.
So everybody's
And
business
it's gonna
signs.
turn out good.
Well,
Hey.
that's why I think I should buy that.
Very cool.
But she said if you
Couple
send the site
times.
to her, she should be able to take it off. And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, that's
There you
what
go.
I'll do.
But
Well,
we'll
so
get you-
this
you'll
is,
have
this
two.
have two.
Yeah, you'll have two.
Ah,
I
nice.
think this one turned out the
I'll
best.
make a beach cloud.
Oh,
Yeah.
soup on wheels. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, look at
Charlie's.
I think this. She said
Charlie's.
This is,
It's a very cool logo.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is definitely our favorite.
Oh,
And she was stoked about that. Where's Cindy?
Got
Where's
any
Cindy?
traditional games?
My pretty beads.
Oh, beautiful!
Shit's real now. There you go, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just make sure they stay here because we need them for like photo shoots and all that kind of stuff.
Right on.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Procreations. This one turned out really nice too.
Yeah, Cindy's.
Mm-hmm. Are you hungry?
Oh, cool. Right on. I like Charlie's. Charlie's
Charlie's
is
my
cool, hey?
favorite,
Real
for sure.
original, hey?
That's awesome. That's a really good logo.
That's real original.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Probably on
Yeah, well,
way.
his
His car's
vehicle's all
outside.
messed up. Yeah, he left it on overnight. What's that one?
Hi, the kids.
Heidi. Oh
She
yeah.
just did this last week.
Forever
Did
needs a
that in a
duppy.
heartbeat.
Yeah, that's a cool
awesome.
logo too.
These are
It's
mine.
I
Blackfoot.
think these two or these three are my favorite almost. Yeah, but this one. For
That's
sure.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
number one.
So it's about 11 o'clock now, and I have a second skunk call. This one is on the north side here. It's that house with the big cat fence. And this is skunk number 3 out of 4 that the neighbor observed one evening in the yard here. So he wants to try to catch the one more. Wow. Bunch of ice clogging the den hole. That's kind of interesting. And this animal is really looking kind of dingy. You're looking dingy. You're looking dirty. Probably been scraping up dirt trying to escape. Oh, you sprayed. Shit. Ah, nice. Come on out. Okay, to ni soy. It arrived at 4 o'clock, 1600 hours. Our day at the studio was done, and we are off for a 3-day long weekend because Monday is Alberta's Family Day. I am entering that weekend here on the night of Valentine's Day with my Valentine's plans with Chelsea, smelling a bit like skunk. And my vehicle smells a lot like skunk. And I am currently sitting at a country residence, just probably outside the city limits or near to, where I intend to pick up yet another skunk. And hopefully I won't get sprayed, because it already smells pretty bad in here. And yeah, my date with Chelsea tonight includes going to my friends John and Roy Pogo's comedy club, and I really don't want to stink up their club, so I'm gonna have to go home, change into completely different clothes, probably take a shower, and hope that I don't smell so terrible. But they're gonna pick it up. The comedians are gonna make fun of me if I don't get kicked out and banned from the club. We'll see. But yeah, I'm here to pick up another skunk. This is a subcontract from one of the pest control dudes in Lethbridge who just really didn't want to deal with this particular animal at this time of the day, moving into a Valentine's evening, perhaps. Let's go see what the situation. He says he's already got a blanket on it, and I think what we're dealing with is right over here. Yeah, there's the den. See what kind of trap he's got, because he wants it reset at some point. Oh yeah, he's got just a little small trap here. Alright, so I'll grab my tarp so I don't have to take his along, and we will make some room here in the back for a small trap. Him moved. Angles. This guy has some of that mangy stuff on his head too. See if I can show you. Hold on. Whoa. Sorry. Remember the other day we saw that skunk with that mangy head? Show me your head. Come on, bud. Oh, trying to get an angle. He was a little bit more visible. See it there? Crusty, mangy stuff on his head. I wonder what that's from being attacked, or what the heck that is up with that. Seems to be a thing among skunks. I bet it's some kind of mange. Alright, bro, we're gonna move it along. Got stuff to do. How's that for picturesque new home? Well, here we are at home. It's kind of late night. Kids are in bed. Our Valentine's date at the comedy club did not pan out.
No.
Because, as it turns out, finding, young people to come and babysit on Valentine's Day is difficult. Or any people. Turns out people usually have something to do on Valentine's Day. And we are out of luck. But one thing we're not out of luck on is that we did our first half of the dry February without a problem, and we promised ourselves a bottle of wine on Valentine's Day. And so I got a nice one from the White Rose Estates in Willamette Valley, back where I grew up. This might even be the place where my brother got married. I'm not sure. His second time. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But in any case, we were having some wine, and I don't know. I'm already like my body's moving toward bedtime. I'm an old man. Maybe we'll watch some Costa Rica videos or something.
Yeah.
Gotta start prepping. They have 139 species of snakes in Costa Rica. 139 species.
That's nice.
I think something like 20 of them are venomous. I gotta figure. And you know what? Like, I looked online, as if there would be a guide, online to the snakes of Costa Rica. Well, there's some pages that might have 20 or 30 snakes, but nobody has 139 snakes online to show you. Nobody even has a written list.
Of the snakes.
Here's 139. Here's the names of the 139 snakes in Costa Rica. I couldn't even find a list. I did find a field guide, but it's like $100 Canadian. I'm not paying that much because I'm only going to Costa Rica potentially just once in my life. And I can always ID snakes later, like I'm gonna have to, like a billion things. The birds and the insects and all that. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is Valentine's Day.